Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a Dennis Rodman build for you, so make sure he's a power forward, and we'll move on to the body settings. So on basketballreference.com he is listed at 6'7", but I found that going to 6'8" was the best for the attributes for what I wanted for Dennis Rodman. Some of the things that I wanted you couldn't get at 6'7", so I found 6'8" to be the best height. In terms of the weight, I recommend putting that up to 257. Now this is important as it will bump up a lot of defense and finishing, and then your wingspan, I recommend putting that to 7'6" to get that 99 defensive rebound, because we all know how much of a fantastic rebounder Dennis Rodman was. I also chose compact body shape because it was just the thinnest, and Dennis Rodman wasn't really a bulky player. He was more thin but very strong as well. So that's the body shape I chose. We'll move on to the attributes. Now I know Dennis Rodman wasn't much of a scorer. I think for his career he only averaged over 10 points once, and that was in his second year with Detroit. But I do want to have some method of scoring with this build. This build will be primarily a defensive build, but I do want it to be able to score. And if you've watched the ESPN doco series on the Bulls, the 10-part series on the 98 Bulls, it flashes back to all the players' pass. He was actually really athletic as a young player, particularly with Detroit. He was incredibly fast and athletic, and he was quite good at finishing around the rim, and jumping. His vert was insane. He was just uber athletic. So I wanted to be able to finish quite strongly. So I've chosen to put close shot to 90. That just gets you the 6 badges off the bat, and also all those badges gold that are linked with close shot. In terms of driving layup, we are going to push that to 82 just to help with layups, and you also get the 13 badge points at 82 driving layup. Now in terms of driving dunk, because he was so athletic as a youngster, I am going to put driving dunk to 92. His high school highlights of him just flying through bodies and that, it's insane, the athleticism he had. So I feel comfortable putting his driving dunk to 92. Because I just had the stats left over, so I chose to upgrade finishing. Now for standing dunk, you are 6'8", so you won't get the big man contact dunks. So no need to worry about this, but I did put standing dunk to 84 because you are a power forward, and you will have high rebounding, so you may get some putback opportunities. So I chose to put it to 84 just so we get that rise up gold. That's quite a handy badge to have. The higher you can get it. And for post control, he wasn't much of a post scorer, but again, I want this build to have some form of offense. So I decided to put post control to 85 to get those Hall of Fame post moves. And that leaves you with the 31 finishing badges. Now for shooting, Dennis Rodman could not shoot. He just did not shoot at all. If we're making a true Dennis Rodman build, we shouldn't upgrade shooting. Finishing is a stretch, but that was his one way of scoring, being able to finish and put back opportunities. But shooting definitely not. So all we're going to upgrade here is free throw. We're just going to put that to 80, just to facilitate any fouls that you may get when you drive to the rim. Just so you can hit those and get those points at a good clip. Now for playmaking, we are going to get the 85 pass accuracy to get that gold bullet passer. He wasn't much of a passer. He didn't average a heap of assists. I think it's around 2 a game, which is not a heap. But the gold bullet pass is just such an effective badge, and it's such a must-have badge on the game that I try to get it in most builds. In terms of ball handle, once again, you do have the points to upgrade this, and I thought, because I've upgraded finishing, I want ball handle. I want to be able to get past opponents and get to the rim. So I recommend putting ball handle to 77. You don't gain anything by going to 79. Except you get ankle breaker silver, so if you're interested in that, you may want to put that to 78, but I just chose to go to 77 because if you go any lower you do lose a badge point, so I found that to be the sweet spot. Now for speed with ball, we are going to put that to 66, and if you do go any lower you will lose a badge point, and there's no bonus to going any higher, so you can save some points there. So you will get the silver quick first step with this build. So silver quick first step at power forward to go with elite contact dunks. That's a recipe for disaster for most defenses, particularly if you're playing against a center that doesn't have clamps and has low perimeter defense, is more of an interior center that's playing power forward. You can have your way with them off the dribble. So you do get the 21 playmaking badges here. Now for defense, if I was able to, I would definitely want interior defense to 99 or whatever I needed to unlock post-lockdown. Hall of Fame, 97, but that just wasn't realistic for the build. So I chose just to put interior defense to 89 just to get that gold, because of course he was a fantastic post defender. He's known to have locked some of the biggest centers up during the 90s, Shaq, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, etc. Hakeem, to the best of anyone's ability to stop Hakeem in the post, but he was fantastic at that. Now for perimeter defense, I've chosen to put that to 79 just because at 79 you get pick dodger gold, and he was quite good at getting around picks on switches. They call him the Worm, and that's not just because of his offensive rebounding ability, but he was also you just couldn't stop him on defense. He was able to weave through. So you will get silver clamps with this build as well, which have come in really handy against maybe small forwards that are playing power forward. They're really versatile in that sense. Now for steal, we are going to push that to 86 so that we get gold pickpocket. So you will get the gold pickpocket with this build. He doesn't average over a steal a game. I think it's about 0.7 for his career, so he wasn't huge on steals, but he's just a pest on defense, so you want that steal nice and high on 2K. It's the same with block. He didn't average over a block a game. It's something similar, like 0.7. But because of 2K and because he was such a great defender, you want those block nice and high to get those badge points. And I chose to get it to 89 just to get the extra badge point. And at 88 block, you do get gold rim protector. And he wasn't much of a rim protector, but if you're trying to make a really beastly defensive build, you definitely want that pretty high. Now for rebounding, this is what Dennis Rodman was, If we're going to make a true Dennis Rodman build, you're probably just going to upgrade defense and leave everything else, but this is definitely his one wood, so I wanted to max this out. This is actually the first thing I did when I made the build, is I maxed out offensive rebound to 98 and then defensive rebound to 99 so that we get that Hall of Fame rebound chaser. Because he's had some ridiculous averages, averaging like 17 rebounds a game or something in the 90s, which is just mad. So we definitely want to max out rebounding. That leaves us with the 38 defensive badges, which is a massive amount. Now for physicals, we are going to push speed to 69. The highest you can go is 71, so dropping it down 2 just enabled me to boost some attributes a bit higher to get some more badges. And with acceleration, we're just going to bump that to the max, which is 68. We're going to put it to 67, which is one below the max. Once again, just allowing me to boost other stats. Now strength, we're just going to leave it as is. Vertical, we do need to put that to 80 to unlock those elite contact dunks. So you will have the elites, the pro contact dunks, and the elite alley-oops as well. And for the rest, we're just going to chuck that on stamina for 90 stamina, and that's the build. So in total, we have 31 finishing, no shooting, 21 playmaking, 38 defensive badges, for a total of 90 badges. Now, it's not as many badges as a lot of my other builds. Some of my other builds have over 100 badges, but this is a very specialized build that's got a high number in defending and finishing, with some in playmaking to facilitate your method of scoring. So this is a very specialized build, which is why the total badge count is a little low. But the 38 badges is going to be absolutely menacing on defense. You're going to be able to have so many Hall of Fame badges and gold badges that once people see you, once they start playing against you, they're going to remember that game that they played against you. So this seems like a really fun build to play with. Now for the takeovers, I just chose to see the future. That's his one wood rebounding. He's fantastic, one of the best rebounders of all time. Probably you could argue the best. So we definitely want to see the future, because even in the Doco series, there was that bit where he was sort of telling you how he knew where the ball was going to go off the rim anyway. So we definitely want that as a primary takeover. And then the secondary takeover, just the interior badge drop. He wasn't a rim protector as such, but he definitely made things incredibly difficult for offensive players around the rim. So as you can see, you've made a playmaking paint beast with shades of Sean Kemp, Draymond Green, and Evan Mobley. He's definitely like Draymond Green at the moment. Draymond Green is probably a better playmaker, but definitely, you know, Rodman was a better rebounder, but they're sort of the same, that defensive menace that can really influence games. But we'll take a look at the badges. So for finishing, for Dennis Rodman, particularly in his early days, he's really athletic, so we want the limitless takeoff and posterizer. And then the other ones, you know, you definitely want putback boss because he was such a good offensive rebounder. We definitely want that in there. There are post badges here, but if I was making a Dennis Rodman build, I probably wouldn't put them on. I'd probably just want to look for fast twitch to help with those offensive boards, getting it back up. You know, slithery finisher to help, you know, drive through the traffic. Rise up just to get those dunk animations. And then other things, you know, you may want Grace under pressure just to help hit those shots in traffic. And with the 3 left, you may want to put it on Lob City, Unstrippable, and then maybe something like Fearless Finisher just to help if you do get contact on layups. But you can definitely make this into a terrific post player as well. Shooting, you know, if you find you have all the badges in other categories when you add your +4, if you do make this player, I would recommend just putting 1 in shooting because slippery off-ball bronze is a really fantastic badge. I do notice it's much easier to run around the court on offense when I have this equipped bronze than when I don't. You get bumped a lot more when you don't have this, so that may be something you want to think about. In terms of playmaking, Rodman wasn't an amazing playmaker or dribbler, but we do have the 21 badge points here. But I might just start out with just what I think would be good for Rodman. So something like break starter, downhill, particularly in his early days, he's really fast. Unpluckable is just a great badge to have. Quick first step, you know, these are the things to help just in the game now. So quick first step, bullet passer, glue hands, needle threader, handles for days could be good to have on bronze with this build. Post playmaker could be really good if you do decide to go into the post. You can get those kickouts, particularly off offensive rebounds as well. And then with the last one, you may just want to stack it dimer to make sure your shooter always gets a boost, or you may want to put on tight handles, which I think is a really great badge to have as well. Now for defending, this is definitely where Rodman's going to shine. Tallest defender bronze because he just never stopped on defense. We want Worm Hall of Fame because that's what it's named after. He's called the Worm, so we want the Worm Hall of Fame. We want Rebound Chaser Hall of Fame. Rim Protector can be silver. Interceptor can be silver. He didn't get a heap of steals. Pogo Stick gold because he was really good at jumping up, you know, 3-4 times to get the rebound. Box out gold just because he's really good at blocking out opponents bigger than him. Clamps maybe bronze just to get that bit of a boost on defense. Chase down artist just for the animations. And then pickpocket you may want there, you know, that's there. Post lockdown we definitely want gold if we're making Dennis. Pick dodgers there, he was really good at weaving around on defense, particularly when he got switched. Brick wall for the screens, and then maybe intimidator just to help contest shots around the paint. That could be a really menacing, versatile defender that can pretty much guard almost every position with its length and its height, and also the badge layout that you could possibly make here. So that could be something I would go with. All in all, that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed the video and I hope you have a great day.